All right, welcome back to the rest of the story. Let's do this right at the beginning. Please like, comment, and subscribe if you like the videos that you are watching. If you do not like to comment, make sure you hit the like button. If you do not like to hit the like button, make sure you subscribe. If you do not want to do any of the three, then you need to really ask yourself what keeps you coming back. So, Ryan and I were doing a little bit of, well, time burning today. Not because we wanted to, but literally because every time we'd turn the corner to do something, everything that we had to do just burned a lot of time to get it accomplished. We went out to grain out at Ryan's place and got out there. We spent yesterday putting bales out. Turns out it was cold and wet and miserable. So the cows decided to burn through all their feed that we put out for them yesterday. So we had to come back in, get the tractor and these bale tines here. And we had to go through and put bales out at Ryan's place again. The fodder, the bedding, is actually burning through quicker now than what it really has all winter, just because it's cold, it's wet. The last 2 days, we've had quite a bit of rain, and I mean a lot of rain, and it burns through their bedding pretty quick. So you really don't want your cows getting cold and wet, especially when you're expecting them to have calves any day. Which could be any time for me, really. I mean, you guys for the most part know that, but I did also manage to write down from last year in my calendar, on my phone, I noticed that I do have a cow of the original 3 of mine that's due May 17th. So whether or not that holds true or not is yet to be seen, but I'm looking, well, eagerly awaiting a bunch of calves to take care of, because I'm planning on keeping all the heifers and really ramping up the cattle numbers, at least in my own name, pretty quickly here in the next year or two. I mean, it works. Depending on who you are and where you're at and being able to cash flow it and pencil it out, I am actually keeping track of all my expenses for my cattle since I bought them, plus what payments I have left on them, and the inputs it takes to raise them and take care of them throughout the year. And projections call that it's profitable. So we'll have to really see how it all pans out. But the brown baler is up here. That was kind of originally where I was heading at with having jobs that were just kind of time killers, because we ended up having to go through and put bales out and move bales between the farms and bedding everybody back down after all that rain we got the other day. But I did manage to go get the round baler. And I have enough of the main teeth. They're the square teeth, which are infinitely better than the teeth that were on the 535, which were lighter. They were round and just flimsy, to be honest with you. You'd go through and replace the whole pickup, and after one heavy crop, like a heavy first crop, you were already losing teeth. For this one, it does have the hydraulic pickup. The 535 we had growing up, but we had while I was growing up, you had to manually raise and lower the pickup. So every time you got to the field, you just dropped it all the way down and let it run on the wheels. So the teeth did dig into the ground more. With this one, I actually run it with the tires barely skimming the ground. So they're not running on the ground, but the only time they're really spinning is if I'm running through material or some uneven ground is running around. But the outside teeth I do not have. They're single teeth, but they're also like probably 2 or 3 times heavier than the main teeth in the middle. Those I'm actually missing out on. I have 3 that are missing. My parts guy was able to actually had them on hand, so he's going to be bringing those home. The fuel filters for the 82 home, I did drop the oil out of that. The thing is, I did tell the parts guy that if he wanted his parts that were delivered to me, I'm going to hold these hostage until he brings me mine, or at least brings them home. I might actually spin out to his place anyway because I have to, and just do an even trade. So it's really no big deal. But the reason I want to go out yet tonight and get those parts is because I'm planning on doing a shop day, shed day tomorrow, because I want to finish up the 82 and that'll be ready to pretty much be cleaned up. I mean, wash it off, clean out the cab, and I mean, air filters, which really aren't that bad to do. But as far as changing the filters and the oils, it'll be ready to go, because I don't know when fieldwork's going to start, but I'd rather be prepared than be rushed last minute and potentially forget something in the process of getting prepared to go to the field. That's why I do want to go ahead and work on this round baler. The pickup will be gone through. I gotta put the spring teeth tensioner back underneath the pickup, which is for hay. I take it out for corn fodder because that tends to plug more, and I end up breaking or bending the springs on them. So I'm going to put it back in because I need it for the preservative applicator. I just went through and just was kind of doing some glancing over it between the hoses. This looks like the plate that the tank is going to sit on. It's a 55-gallon tank. I did manage to find the destructions, but was a little disappointed in how thick they are. But I guess we'll find out tomorrow. I mean, there might be a couple different languages mixed in here, but I'm hoping it's just going to be a one-day job because I need to move on to working on the rake, which the parts for that will show up Monday. Today is Friday. And the brackets, I'm assuming, are right there. The brackets go over top the tongue, which I was told, we're going to find out, that it is high enough that you're able to raise and lower the shield, because I like to be able to get in there and clean out the dust and dirt from back by the gearbox, because this whole area just fills up with dust and dirt. Corn fodder is the worst at doing that. Soybeans maybe, but I've never really round baled soybean stubble, but hay generally does too. The reason I am going with an applicator like this is because I'm going to be making production hay to a certain degree, but also on our own hay, being able to put on just a standard, even a low rate, maintaining rate of preservative, I think is going to be a perk, just because we were feeding bales today and we were getting down to what I thought was some of our best produced hay, and I was seeing that we have a little bit of white mold dust in them, more than we really should have for the conditions that it was made in. And I mean, this was tedded and raked and left lay really as long as we could. So being able to put a preservative on it, I've been told, I've been doing a lot of online searching and looking up as much as I possibly can to make sure that I'm not just going into this blindly with doing a preservative. And I feel really confident with what it'll do. To me, it's expensive, cheap insurance. It's going to cost you money to do it. It's going to cost you money to get into it, because that applicator, I did buy it on a discounted time, at least that's what I was told, for about $2,500. I'm not going to put the controller in the tractor until we're closer to actually making hay, but I was told that it does keep the hay quality. It keeps it from heating. It keeps it from producing molds. And the big thing is the product that you use. I'm going to be going with either Harvest Tech or Haymax, which you can get over in Platteville at the New Holland dealer. And it really comes down to price. I was looking at the products, and they don't really seem to be too overly different. I was down at the farm show, and I came across a company that had a product called Hay Guard, which I can actually get it from Dickeyville, which is the closest supplier to me. But the problem is, I went and looked them up online, and the product, that Hay Guard product, is reportedly really, really corrosive, as in like eating away a brand new baler in like 2 years of use. Works really great. I guess the product, it turns into a gas when it's on the bale, and that gas keeps the bale from, the gas expands throughout the material of the bale, and it keeps anything from all bacteria and the mold, whatever else, growing and causing the bale to heat. But the problem is, it's not worth eating up a baler in 2 seasons. So the stuff that I'm going to be doing, I looked into. I'm researching the stuff quite a bit, and it's supposed to be basically the equivalent of rainwater. So it's not supposed to eat away your baler. You might get a little rusting on the bands is what I was told, but if you don't apply it on the last 2 or 3 bales, it pretty well does help with any rusting you may see. So I want to get this thing gone through from top to bottom and park it so we don't have to look at it again. And then the disc bind has to come out, the planter has to come out, the sprayer, we were going to bring that over. We took the 4640 out to get it, and it turns out we don't have any pins for the arms long enough to reach. So I actually found this guy, but I'm probably going to take this up as an example to the local welding shop and have 2 pins made as heavy as I can get them at the right length, so that way I have 2 pins that are built heavy enough to support that sprayer, because then I got to go through and put spacers on it and make sure that it's not going to be able to move around too much on the 46. I'm going with the ag leader setup. The reason I'm going with that, it is going to cost me a little bit of money, but because we already have the ag leader monitor on it, plus the on-track automatic guidance, plus the monitor, everything is wired up for the 4640. That's why it's going on the 46 and not the 82 or the 76. But by going through ag leader, it's going to have a flow meter put on it, and the monitor will be able to control that sprayer pretty much entirely through the monitor. Set your rate and how your product and how much you want to put down, and it'll actually control it with the monitor. So if the tractor quits moving, it'll automatically shut off the sprayer. It'll automatically turn it on and off if you're going into an area that you've already sprayed. So I'm just a stress factor. I think it was worth that, and it's kind of getting me in the door with spraying. We're not going to be just doing, the plan is to not just be doing the hay ground with nitrogen. I do have the nozzles coming for it, but I may also be spraying crop ground too as I get more comfortable with it. So with that, I talked too much. I'll talk to you guys tomorrow night. Wait and see if I have a chance or enough time to get the video put together of working on this baler tomorrow. I would like to get that applicator put on and out of the way, but time will tell. So thanks for watching. Thanks for tuning in. Take care, take it easy, keep in touch. I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.